Okay, we're going to think about subtracting fractions only when you've got two decimal points. Here we've got 92.45, we've got 4 tenths and 5 hundredths, tenths then hundredths. So we've got 45 parts of 100 in total, 4 tenths, 5 hundredths. And we're going to subtract 27.32 or 3 tenths, 2 hundredths. We encourage the children to speak in single digits after the decimal point. It's not 32, it's 32. We're going to look at standard and partitions. Well, partition quickly and show that method to begin with. A 90, a 2, we've got a 0.4 and we've got a 0.05. It's the second number after the decimal point, you can see. Decimal point 12, decimal point 12. Here we've got a 20, we've got a 7, we've got a 0.3 and we've got a 0.02. It is the 2 is the second number after the decimal point. The decimal point is quite clearly here, and then we have 1, 2. The decimal point in my partition is here, you can see, and then we have 1, 2 digits before that number 2. That's something to be aware of. Okay, so let's put that into our tens, units, tenths and hundredths column, and let's get ready to do the partition subtraction. So we've got a 90 and a 2, give those a tick. We've got a 0.4 and a 0.05, and give those a tick. We're subtracting 27.03 and 0.02. Admittedly, in the partition method it does start to look quite confusing at this stage, which is why many children will prefer the standard method, but I will continue to show you this one for now. 0.05 subtract 0.02. We're only actually looking at the numbers here. The zeros mean nothing. 0 is nothing, remind the children. So 5 subtract 2 will give you an answer of 3. All the zeros, you can forget about those really. 0.4, 0.3, so 4 subtract 3 will give you 0.1. Bring the main decimal point in. 2 subtract 7, the bottom number is bigger, so I will borrow from here. My 90 becomes 80, my 2 becomes 12, 12 subtract 7 suddenly becomes 5, 80 subtract 20 becomes 60. I put all of my pieces of the puzzle back together. I've got 65, my decimal point comes down. Now I've got a 0.1 and a 0.03. That just reads as a 13, the 1 and the 3. 65.13 is my answer, equals, I'll put that right back at the top there, 65.13. Now we will just check that answer now using the shorter and by this point probably preferable standard method. We still need the same columns, tens, units, tenth and hundredth, but you will see straight away it's just a little bit tidier. 92.45 and we're subtracting 27.3 tenths and 2 hundredths. 5 subtract 2, 3, 4 subtract 3, 1. Bring the decimal point down. 2 subtract 7, the bottom number is bigger. I will borrow, I will move one of the tens across, making 12. 12 subtract 7, 5. 8 subtract 2, 60. 65.13, and if we go all the way back to the start, that was the same answer as the partition method. So that's how to use the column method, the standard column method for subtracting with hundredths. It looks a lot tidier to use the standard method at this point.